In this video, we are going to be talking about some of the best investment you can make in your early 20s. So make sure you watch the video right up to the end so that you can know about this investment and start doing them in your life in order for you to secure a better future for yourself. Hey friends, my name is Achu and my goal for this channel is to educate, to motivate and inspire people to do the things that inspire them. So if you're looking for one of these things, kindly smash that subscribe button and also like this video because all these things are really going to help me hack the YouTube algorithm. Without talking too much, let's jump straight into the video. From the time you become a teenager to the moment where you get into your 20s, these are the most important years of your life. This is the time where you have to construct the foundation of your life properly. So if you miss the opportunity to lay this solid foundation within this time span, it's going to be a little bit difficult later on in the future to really have a solid construction on your life because the foundation, the root of your life was not properly built. And how can we make the foundation during this period solid? Is by making the right investment in ourselves, which is what we are going to be talking about in this video. The very first investment that everyone within this age needs to invest in themselves is to pay for your education. Now, remember I said pay for your education. I did not say pay for your school fee. Because a lot of people, when they hear about education, their mind quickly drifts to the part of school, but school is just a system of education. School is not a whole educational process. You could educate yourself in a lot better ways without even going through school. Paying for your education is going to be one of the best things you can do in your 20s or as a teenager, because if you educate yourself with the right skill, the right product, with the right service in your 20s, by the time you turn to like 30, you must have known, you must be skillful enough to execute whatever you have been educating yourself with, and you can now use that skill to make some money for yourself in the future. The second investment you can make in your 20s is investing in your health. Now, I'm sure you've heard this, health is wealth. It is impossible for you to start making wealth at a certain point in your life if you don't have a good health. So investing in your health in your 20s is extremely important. And when I'm talking about investing in your health, I'm not talking about going to the hospital, because some people cannot even afford this thing, but doing the basic things that your health need, like doing some exercises, going to the gym, drinking water, having enough sleep. You don't take too much of alcohol, you don't take too much of junk food, you don't get yourself into any addicted issues. All those things are really going to help you in the future, because once you have a good health, you have the strength to go out there and do whatever you need to do with a calm and peaceful mind in order to make some money and take care of yourself. The third investment you should make in your 20s is trying as much as possible to pay everything you owe. Now, I will not stress this enough. I will say it as many times as I can. Our income is our number one wealth building tool, and we will never be able to really make any money in the future if we keep using this money to pay debt. So if you can work a little bit harder in your 20s in order for you to pay every debt you owe before you turn like 30, that's going to give you some freedom later in the future to make enough money and actually save the most part of that money for yourself. Don't go into any risky debts. Don't take debts to buy luxurious cars, buy mobile phones, to really buy some expensive things that will tend to be depreciating in value as life goes on. Come to think about it, think about what $50,000 can do in your life for the next 5 years if you had just been able to get a cheaper car for maybe like $10,000, and instead of using that money to pay them, you were saving it somewhere for your future. Think about what that could do to you. You realize within 5 years, if you put that money in a proper investment vehicle, you could actually make some profit that could actually buy you a new car within the period of 5 years. So please, try as much as possible to educate yourself with the issues of debt. Try to differentiate between the good and the bad debt, and always try as much as possible to always go for the good debt. The fourth investment you could make in yourself is to become financial literate. Now, a lot of people, when they hear about money, they think it's just some paper bills where you have to spend and that's it. But there is more to money, more than just the paper bills you see. For you to be able to really know how to handle money, you must be able to have something like a financial education, a financial plan, and a financial discipline. And for you to have these abilities, you need to educate yourself on how money works. Let me give you a common example. Before you put your money into any investment, you have to know how much of interest you're going to be making in a particular year, and you have to know how long it's going to take for that money to compound or multiply. And to know this, there's something called the rule of 72, where you take 72 divided by the annual rate of return on that money per year, and it's going to tell you how many years your money is going to take to double. Let's take, for instance, you are investing your money in a vehicle that gives you a 10% interest in a year. For you to know how long that money is going to take to multiply, you take 72 divided by 10 and it's going to tell you how long, if you put that certain amount of money in an investment vehicle, it's going to multiply even if you don't add any money on that amount of money. So educating yourself on minor things like this is really going to help you later on in the future to manage your money, to manage your wealth when the wealth starts coming. And the fifth thing, and one of the most important investment you should do in your 20s, investing in the stock market. This does not have to be a huge sum of money. It's not like you have to put like $10,000 in the stock market at once. No, you could make it in a certain way that every time you get paid, you could put in like $20 in the stock market. You could put in like $10 every time you get paid. And these things, you might see them just like some small amount of money that you're just throwing in that thing. But if you do that for a period of 5 years, for a period of 10 years, which is impossible for somebody to be at a stagnant position for that period of time where you only have to put like $20 in the stock market. There will be times where you will put more, and if you do this, you realize there will become a time where you look at how much is the value of that stock, and you'll be surprised how you even did it, because it was something that you did unconsciously without even feeling the pressure of spending some money. Please, you don't have to neglect this. If you have the opportunity to do that, never miss it. It doesn't matter how small the money is, but just try as much as possible to put in something there. $10 a week, $20 a week, just keep doing that. And trust me, someday you are going to see massive result from that profile. The fifth investment you need to do for your life is to save up an emergency fund. Now, what is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is a particular amount of money you've kept somewhere that you don't really have a particular use for that money at the moment, but just in case you face a situation where you are not able to make some money for a certain period of time, you could use that emergency fund to cover up your bills. And these I've learned this by experience. Back in like July, I had an injury at work where I break my finger and I could not work for a certain period of time. Just because I had a little bit of money saved that I was not having no use for that money, just in case an emergency show up, I was able to use that to take care of my bills while I'm getting healed and getting ready to start working again. And that was just the tip of what could happen to some people. Never ever neglect the fact of having an emergency fund. Nobody on earth is preparing for an accident in the future. Nobody on earth is preparing for something harmful to happen to them in the future. But that's why we call it life. Surprise do make people. Things happen that we cannot control. And guess what? It is always better to prepare and these things come and you have a solution to that problem, rather than being in a situation where these problems come to you when you have not prepared. It's really a traumatizing situation. So please avoid getting into that situation by saving up some emergency fund for yourself. So we've come to the end of this video. Hope this video was helpful enough. If that's the case, like this video, share it so that other people can benefit from this knowledge and help build a secure financial future for themselves. You might also want to watch the video right here where I talk about 5 businesses you could actually start without having any capital. Stay blessed and I will see you in the next video. Peace.